are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I had the most intense drinking dream last night. It was like fucking Inception and Matrix, and what was that other one? The one with Matthew McConaughey and they go into the black hole. Fucking not Event Horizon, not Contact, not the Mars Volta. What the fuck was it called? Fucking, what was it? Fucking Interstellar, that's it. It was actually nothing like Interstellar. I shouldn't have spent fucking 45 seconds trying to think about it. Although time did bend a little bit in the dream, but Inception was enough to cover it all. So in the dream, I went out with a bunch of mates, and I was pretty much in the mood I've been in for the last 2 weeks, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to drink. Because I have kind of been feeling like that. I've been feeling like all my problems will disappear if I drink a full bottle of gin and a case of beer. I know it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to be the answer to my problems, but it's a good fucking Band-Aid. But anyway, I was in my dream and I was out with everyone and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to drink. And I had one beer. I actually had one sip of the beer and I put it down and I was like, nah, fuck, I can't drink. And then all my mates gathered around and they were like, you've broken it anyway. You've broken your streak. You might as well fucking get drunk now. What's the difference between one sip and fucking a full night on the piss? And I was like, you guys definitely have my best interests at heart, so I'm going to listen to you. So I picked up the beer and I slammed it. And I was like, well, if I'm going to fucking do it, I'm going to do a good fucking job. So I just started getting fucking hammered, and I was actually progressively getting more and more hammered in my dream as well. I started like slurring my words. I was like, woo! I was like screaming at everyone above the music going, I can't believe I even quit alcohol. This is the best. Why would anyone quit this shit? So I ended up getting fucking wasted in this dream, and I blacked out. I completely fucking blacked out. And then I woke up in the morning in my dream and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck happened last night? I wasn't hungover, but I couldn't fucking remember anything. So I was like sitting on the edge of my bed, just trying to fucking remember what happened the night before. And I couldn't remember anything. And I wasn't hungover. So I didn't feel hungover, but the blank memories, I was like, the only time I can remember having like these black spots in my memory is when I was drinking hard. So the only fucking answer to why I can't remember what happened last night is that I got fucking wasted. So I had that fucking bad feeling in my stomach. I was like, oh my God, I've fucked up. So I tried to find one of my friends, and I found one of my friends and I was like, did I fucking drink last night? And they're like, nah, you didn't drink last night. And I'm like, why can't I remember anything? I fucking drank, didn't I? And my mate's like, you had like one sip. You had one sip of a drink. I'm like, did I really? Did I only have one sip? He's like, yeah, you only had one sip. I'm like, do I fucking have to start my podcast again after one sip? Do I have to start at day one after one sip? And my mate was like, no, don't fucking worry about it. It doesn't matter. It was one sip. You didn't even get hammered. And I'm like, why can't I remember anything then? And he's like, dude, you got fucking wasted last night. That's why. And I'm like, fuck, I knew I did. And then in my dream, I got flashes of like the previous month where I'd just been fucking out at bars partying and drinking for a month, just not telling anyone and just continuing to do this podcast. This is all in my dream, obviously. In real life, I barely leave the house or my undies. So I'm standing there with my mate and I'm fucking getting all these flashes from the night before, but also the previous month of drinking. And I'm like, no, this can't be right. I haven't fucking drunk. Why would I drink? Why would I do it? And then I'm like, no, I don't drink. And I'm like, this has to be a dream. This fucking has to be a dream. And then it cut out and I woke up again in my dream. I got out of bed again. I'm like, fuck, did I drink last night? It was the same thing again. Except this time when I found my mate, he was like, yeah, you were wasted last night. And I was like, well, do you want to kick on? Because it's fucking the weekend. I'll start again Monday. I'll go sober again Monday. But for now, let's get fucked up. And so we just kicked on. We started day drinking. And then I ended up in some bar and it was becoming nighttime and I was sitting there drinking. I'm hammered again. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I drinking? I don't drink. And my mate's standing there. I'm like, why did I start drinking again? And I was all confused and shit. And he was like ignoring me. And I'm like, no, this has to be a fucking dream. I don't drink. And then it cut out again. And I woke up in my bed again. And I'm like fucking blacked out again. I can't remember the previous 2 dreams. I couldn't remember those 2 until I woke up. Like in my real life woke up. So the 3rd time I woke up, I was like blacked out again. I couldn't remember shit. And then this girl from primary school, this girl I went to fucking primary school with and a little bit of high school, Anna Gondopoulos. I'm pretty sure that was her last name. A Greek chick. She was in my dream. I haven't seen this girl in like 20 something years. And so she turns up and we just start talking about life and bullshit like that. And she's my age now. The last time I saw her, she would have been like 15 maybe. But she's all grown up and we're just having a chat. I started telling her about drinking and all that sort of stuff. I didn't try and dream bang her either. Well, at least I won't be admitting to it on the fucking podcast. But I didn't. We were just fucking talking shit. And I actually told her because I had a dream fucking like a month or so ago about another girl I went to primary school with who was friends with Anna. Julia. This is so fucked. I actually saw this Julia girl at a shopping center before I left Australia. She was dragging around like 3 kids. She didn't see me. I only saw her. Anyway, I'm telling Anna how I just bumped into Julia a couple of months ago, and I'm telling her the conversations me and Julia actually had in our dreams. It was strange. Those 2 girls actually had another friend in primary school named Katie Durden. I went to primary school with all these girls, and let's say it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I just happened to be thinking about Katie one day because at the start of high school, she gave me Tupac's Greatest Hits as a present. I can't remember why she gave it to me, but she gave me a present out of the blue and it was Tupac's Greatest Hits. And then I fucking fell in love with Tupac. So I was just thinking about that one day, like 4 or 5 years ago, just pondering, just going, why the fuck did she give me that present again? Anyway, a week later, I get a message from Katie on Facebook saying, hey, how are ya? I hadn't spoken to her in 20 years. But she's like, hey, how are ya? This is going to sound weird, but I just had a dream about you last night. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck, that's strange. I didn't tell her, but I was like, I was actually thinking about you the other day. And then we had a little chat and it sounded like she was trying to hit me up. So I was like, hey, I've got a wife and kid. And once I told her that, she stopped messaging me. But a month later, I was waiting in line at KFC. And who was standing 2 people ahead of me in the line at KFC? That's right, Katie. The most embarrassing place for 2 people to run into each other. I don't know if she saw me, but I saw her and I tried to hide my face as much as I could. I'm like, I'm not going to go say hi. Who wants to be spotted in line to KFC? Nobody. So as soon as I spotted her, I turned around. I'm like, I hope this bitch doesn't recognize me. Please don't fucking recognize me. I hope she doesn't fucking see me. And I didn't leave the KFC line either. I wasn't like, I'll just quickly duck off and hide somewhere, wait for her to get her food, and then come back and order my shit. I was like, no, I need my KFC now. I will take my chances of being spotted. Anyway, so back to my dream. I'm speaking to Anna, and then I tell her all about the drinking and all that sort of stuff. And she said, I think you got hammered last night. And I'm like, no, how? Were you out? What's going on? And then I fucking woke up again in bed. And this happened like 3 more times. I kept waking up completely blacked out, no memory of the night before, in my bed. It was so fucking confusing. Then I woke up in real life and I was like, Jesus Christ. My mind was so fucking bent out of shape with time and everything that it took me like fucking 5 minutes to get my fucking mind straight again. It was strange. But anyway, it was nice getting hammered in my dreams, seeing a couple old friends. If you're going to fuck up, that's where you should do it, in your dreams, where nobody gets hurt. I don't think. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think there's a lot more to dreams than we'll ever know. Anyway, that'll do for tonight, the second last night of the year. If you're enjoying the podcast, share it around with your friends, and I'll see ya the fuck later.